Hey, it's me, Dr. Daniel, and I want to share with you a simple test to determine if your brain isn't working with your body. Now, obviously, if you're watching this video, your brain works. We know that much. However, over time, through various training programs, exercising programs, injuries as an adult or a child, or bad positions and habits that we develop in the workplace, the top half of our body no longer communicates properly with the lower half, and it places a significant amount of strain in the weakest areas. Now, there's a simple test that you can do to determine where you are. Step number 1, if you're sitting, go ahead and move to a standing position. And once you're standing, place the palms of your hands on your quads or the front part of your legs, and then bend over and touch your toes. Now, observe yourself as you reach down. Are your hands in front of your feet and away from your body? If so, your brain is probably not connecting properly or sending the right signals to the lower part of your body. Step 2, now come back to a standing position. If you want to, and before you bend down, I want you to squeeze your butt as tight as you can. And before you bend over to touch your toes, push your hips back so that your palms stay in contact with your legs as you reach down. Now you may notice that you start to feel a large stretch in the back part of your legs or your hamstrings well before you even get close to touching your toes. If you currently have back pain, you may have noticed that the pain was actually less the second time that we did this test. What we're testing here is movement patterns, load sequencing, and neurological recruitment. You see, your body is designed to carry out 5 basic functions: push, pull, carry, hinge, and squat. And all these movements use the spine to do them. But 2 of those movements, the squat and the hinge pattern, incorporate the full length of the spine. So a lot of stress is actually placed on the spine if the squat and hinge are not executed properly. And as you sit in your chair throughout the day, your shoulders round and your back softens. You start to slouch a little, and you no longer use your glutes the way you were supposed to. And this inactivity of glutes starts to round your lower back. And instead of your spine being in a straight and strong position, it actually begins to bow into the opposite direction. And since nothing happened the first time that you did this, right? You sat down in a comfortable chair, it was no big deal. The next day you did it again and the day after. But by sitting in this position, you're basically practicing for hours on end to create an abnormal position in your spine. And the pressure is so little for so long that you don't really notice it. But day after day, these muscles are getting loaded, they're getting tired, and the pressure begins to grow. And then one day you're at the gym, you pick up the laundry, or maybe you do that deadlift, right? And your muscles just quit, and you tweak your back. And for anyone who has ever tweaked his or her back, you know that this is not a little injury. It's quite debilitating. And you never know if the next step that you're going to take is going to send shooting pain down your leg or up into your skull and put you on the ground. So your confidence in your movement dissipates, and you're basically left virtually paralyzed. Now, this paralysis is by design, right? The spine is no joke. There's a massive current of electricity that is flowing through our bodies from our brain to our extremities. And these currents or nerve action potentials deliver every message and action our bodies are designed to carry out. Now, if there's a break in that electrical current, paralysis is exactly what happens. If you snap your spinal cord, you're going to get paralyzed. So instead of taking that risk, your body sends shooting pains throughout your back and up into your head, to your legs, to very quickly inform you that your movement that you're doing is putting you in a ton of stress, right? It's placing a lot of stress on your spine. And this is why you get back pain. And while you can do things to reduce your pain and help you to feel better, don't you think it actually makes more sense to figure out what brain to muscle patterns are broken, or what structural misalignments you have in your spine, or more importantly, can you correct these muscular imbalances and spine misalignments? Now, if this is something that you want to look into, then we can offer a multi-level assessment that evaluates your body from head to toe. We assess flexibility and mobility and strength and recovery, and determine if there's any blind spots in your spine that you're unaware of. And if you're currently struggling with pain or discomfort, or maybe you just want to optimize your health further, all you have to do is click the button below and take advantage of our new patient special.